all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Good morning, model citizens. Welcome to Hangout with Humanity. My name is Heath, and today we're going to run some trains. Or at least that's my hope, that's my plan. We'll see how far we get there. And as Tim from CP368 Production says, the trains keep getting bigger, but Heath doesn't. I wish that was the case. My girlfriend would tell you I need to exercise, but I appreciate the thought. Let's check in, see who is here today. We got Bang Got You Junction, Carl in the house. Bernard C is here as well. Bernard, I don't know what's going on with your package, but it's been in Washington for a couple days now. Hopefully the snow will let up a little bit and that package will arrive soon. Colin Wykes is in the house. Tim, CP368 Productions, is here. Dwight Curley's checking in. Tyler from Lackawanna Railfan in the house. Graham from Leamington Station is here. Lynn McCurdy checking in. I saw Lynn was mentioning a joint train show that's coming up. People will have to check that out. Let's see who else is here. Norm Miller checking in as well. Pete Clark in the house. Mr. Pork Chop Express is here as well. Roy Elpham checking in. Sarah, Attic of Treasures. How you doing, Sarah? John Schuylkill River Valley, another Sidetrack Sunday member, checking in, joining in the fun. Shane's Trains is here. We also have Timber Surf. Mike from Wicked Insanity. Looks like Hillbilly Railroad's coming in as well. Anissa Johnson checking in, joining in on the fun. Joe Rader, Black Rock Central. Kieran, J94 is here also. I think that's most everybody for now. But yeah, so today we're gonna look at my G Scale trains. Alexa, turn on softboxes. Let's see if that helps the light. No, not much. Let's turn this up. Maybe we'll get a little better light on me eventually. But today we're going to do G Scale, and then I think next Friday I'm going to go back to doing the Z Scale stuff. I got a decoder that I want to try and use for the turnouts. And so I'm hoping that I can get back to the Z Scale, maybe run some Z Scale stuff next week. So we'll be going from G today all the way back to Z next week. John, thanks for post in 2915. Those of you that are in here, if you could hit the thumbs up, it helps let YouTube know that people like what's going on, and then hopefully they'll recommend the videos. So I do have a little show and tell. We've got the Dwarf Planets car, aka the Pluto car, as people like to call it. And what I did today is I put it on the trolley track, so we don't have my cabooses anymore. We've got the solar locomotive that does actually have a DCC decoder in it with the Planet car. Hey, Alan from Dragon Junction's checking in. Welcome, Alan. It's really good. I love it. We're up to 30 people. Thank you. It's really great. I love it. I love that people are here hanging out, talking trains. And I don't see it posting the link yet. So let me give that a little help because on Friday mornings we do I do just post the link in the chat so that whoever wants to can join in. Oh, looks like it just started posting stuff, so it should post the link in a second. There are two options to become a channel member. YouTube channel members as well as through Patreon, so whatever works best for you guys is perfect. There are two options to become a channel member. Oh. And of course, you still got YouTube on in the background, but you know, we'll give them a hard time about that.
Hey, how's it going?
Andrew, I figured you're like the perfect first guest, being as we've got some. I know this isn't the G Scale that you run. It's LGB, and it is their sort of toy circus set. So it's not quite what you run, but you are Mr. Large Scale Trains. So welcome. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me. No,
so
the LGB Scams engine will run for pretty much forever. It's a pretty rock solid engine.
You see these locomotives, these LGB ones, like everywhere. This style. What's kind of funny about it though is if you put, and this is an O gauge. This isn't even an O scale, but the O gauge is just like so much longer than it. So it is kind of funny as well. Oh, people are saying, who is it? No names. I know. StreamYard is coming out with a big update next week, apparently, and I'm hoping that some of these things are going to get fixed, where you can like set a macro where at a certain point I can hit a button and all the various things will pop up and make my life a little easier. But
that'll be nice.
But for now, there we go. It's Andrew, Mr. Pictovid. I also like to call him Mr. Hot Dog, which is a little bit of an inside joke. But yeah, Andrew was actually helping me when I had a little G Scale issue earlier. Andrew was who I reached out to. I was using this little transformer here, and this is what came with this set. So that's why I was using it. But randomly, it just kept stopping, just randomly, and it was bothering me. So eventually what I did, so I'm just trying to get this camera hooked up. All right, there we go.
Adjusted my light a little bit so I look a little bit less like an Oompa Loompa.
Coming in really handy. DB Tech, working from home. Ray Boble's been working from home for a year. Me as well. Dwight Curley says that is a Z scale. I've got no Z scale out today. We've got G, I've got G here, I've got N in the background, and this is O scale over here. No Z today. Next week. But yeah, so I did do some work prepping for today, and I think some of you have seen these photos already, but I took a Scotch-Brite pad, and the track was just really, really dirty. You can see on the right side what the track kind of looked like, and I had to polish it up. And by the time I was done, my Scotch-Brite pad just did not look pretty. But
What
I
we
ended
do
up with
in the world of G Scale, Heath, is we get the Scotch-Brite pads and put them on the drywall sanding poles and just go around and scrub the track outside.
Yeah, see, I couldn't really do that because I've got this all set up. Spot where I can kind of show. It's not going to show it really well, but I got all the track.
When you switch to that camera, we can't hear you, Heath. Yeah, we're getting no audio right now from you.
Oh, I know why.
Blame Heath?
I blame Heath. But Heath can fix it. Heath can fix it. Give me 2 seconds and I will fix it. And now you should be hearing me.
Loud and clear.
Wonderful. And I'm actually going to add a little filter to this because I'm sure there's a ton of background noise right now.
Just
so
I'm going
to add a noise suppression filter. The NNR noise standard filter, which should have hopefully taken out some of the noise. Okay. So I don't know if people So I don't know if people heard me talking earlier. I was showing the alpha meter and how I used it to problem solve the problem I was having earlier. So
no, we didn't hear any of that.
Of course. So I was having problems. The train kept stopping, and I couldn't figure out why. And so I got out the alpha meter and found out that this little. I apologize for all the quick movement. Let's switch to this. So I found out that this little toy transformer was just dropping out and just not working. So I don't know why it just stopped working, but let's take this out. We'll put it on the track and we'll see if I can get it to go all the way around. I just realized there's 29 comments. Andrew, while you're here, help me keep up with the comments. Oh Lord, he said he can fix it, but what else did he break? Yeah. Sarah says, so you deliver. I've been craving. Oh, why are we talking about Chinese food? What did I miss?
Yeah, I'm not sure there. Someone was asking, do they make nickel silver G gauge rail? I'm trying to think if anybody actually makes that. I know there's one company that does like a plating on their track. The most prominent of all the track is the brass stainless steel.
I will say
a version that a couple companies made that works really well, but it's not as widely available, I don't think, as the brass is now.
I did have some cheap, really cheap, Bachmann.
Oh, you had the steel tubular track, didn't you?
That went right away into the trash. But I did have that, and that
it works great.
Yeah,
for
it does.
Track.
It does overlay both cameras. The way it switches the scenes, it fades into one and fades out. So, yeah. Someone broke in and spilled track all over Heath's floor. They did, but. So back in the day, and when I say back in the day, like I think 1999, 2000 is when I bought this set. And I used to have this set in my living room back then, literally going around behind my couch and coming back around. So this is the next car I'm going to try and
You got
hook
the
up.
sound.
I do have a sound card. It came with this set, I believe. And it's got these little wires. And I think if I put this behind the locomotive, I think there's a place on the locomotive to plug it in. Which
Yeah, there should be a plug on the very back there, I think.
Hopefully I'll find. Captain, we're giving all she's got. Z, did your girlfriend move out? Is that how? No, girlfriend didn't move out. The girlfriend went to work. So I'm definitely gonna have to end this stream on time because I have to clean all this up before the girlfriend gets home. So yeah, but I've always been a huge fan of the circus stuff, and I saw this LGB set, and I'll keep pulling out cars as we go. But yeah, I mean, let's get this on there. Yeah, so I see a little connection inside the cab here. Let's see if I can make that connection.
I was gonna say, do you have a dog, Keith, or a cat or something?
I have a dog. She is sitting at the far side of the room right now,
Doesn't mind
inspecting what I'm doing. All right, so the sound card's not making sound. Is there an on-off switch?
I'm trying to remember on that.
I'm trying to remember too. These trains were at my dad's for a while, and I don't. It's been so long since I've run any of this stuff that I don't. I probably should have tested the sound card as well, but let's see if I can find a switch. Switch.
I'm going to see if I see instructions for that car online.
I don't see a switch. I mean, this thing is dust. Oh, you know what could be the problem? I wonder, do I need a battery?
You might need a battery as well.
So maybe I need to throw a battery on here, and then the power maybe just turns on the circuit that lets it play. Good thing I've got 9-volt batteries sitting on my desk, huh? Okay, so let's go back over here. So, Mr. Pictovid, are you the only G Scale person in the chat right now? Or do we have anybody else in the chat that also does G Scale?
I'm looking to see if anybody else was commenting. And at the second, I'm not seeing anybody that I know specifically that's in G Scale.
Okay, so now...
Looks like you got a super chat there.
What? Let's deal with the super chat. Then we'll come back to the train. This is another thing I'm hoping they fix. To hit this button, I gotta jump through all these hoops. But it's worth it for Mr. Andy. Contribution towards Heat's new flat fund when the girlfriend sees the G Scale. Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping that nobody on here is going to tell. Melinda is my girlfriend's name. Hopefully, nobody's going to tell Melinda about the trains. I think she kind of knows, but yeah, we'll see. Sarah says, I set up trains in our living room a lot. We have a huge living room, so you can still walk through. I've got a whole pile of track. I have a whole pile of track that I never even used. I'm trying to find a better spot to put this camera so that you can see a little better. But I'm not sure.
It's something that's kind of interesting with LGB G scale. You know, with all your other scales, you know, you get things like a large steam locomotive or a bigger diesel, whatever. You know, you have to start going to larger radius track. Just about everything that LGB makes is designed to be able to operate on 4-foot diameter curves, like you have on the floor.
Oh,
right
interesting.
now. Yeah, they
Okay.
make a Mikado. It's actually got a flex point between right in between the middle of the drivers, so it can flex to go around those curves.
So Dwight's asking where's the bed. If he's asking where the dog bed is right there. And there you can see the train inspector watching the train go around. The other bed is through that door there. So it's a one bedroom. So the bedroom's basically the same size you see the train running around the track. That's the same size as the bedroom.
Yeah, you set it up right, Heath. You could deliver the girlfriend breakfast in bed via train.
Now, I would love that. I'm not so sure that she would love that.
I was trying to help find a way for you to sell it to her.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a tough sale. Daniel Banks says, I'm currently working on a yard shed that'll be a Disney-esque version of a train station. I will do some starting landscaping for an outdoor layout, but it'll be a long time off before it happens. That's pretty awesome. Nick from Nick's Crossing says, I've seen LGB with traction motors in the tender as well. They are well-built pieces. Yeah, this LGB, my dad actually had this on his back patio porch for a while. So, you know, scrub the track and it's still running. I'm going to stop this, though, in a second. I'm going to see if I can figure out why this sound card is not working.
Yeah, I was looking a little bit to see if I saw a manual for that, and I haven't seen one. So, to be honest with you, I've never owned one of the Stan's locomotives myself. I've worked on them before, but let's see.
Yeah, I got really excited when I saw the battery because I thought that was the solution.
Looking here again to see if I see anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to look inside. Oh, there looks like there's a little volume thing. Oh, maybe that was all the way down. Maybe that was the problem. I just flipped it 100% the other way. See it.
All right, so someone here had a similar issue with a different LGB car, and somebody responded. They said if it's like their circus car, the two plugs go into the back of the LGB loco. The 9-volt powers the circuitry. It says, but then something is activated by the power from the loco. I tried an experiment with mine. I took those two leads and contacted them to the track power leads on my test power pack. When I turned up the power and connected the second wire, sure enough, the sound activated. So now I'm planning to add track power pickups or some skates to the car. So you might want to try touching the leads from the car to the track, Heath, and see if any sound comes on.
Take the locomotive out of the equation.
Yeah, it could be maybe a wiring thing in the engine. Maybe there's a broken connection or something.
Always breaking stuff on my show. Okay, so we've got the power up, and I can see that because I've got my alpha meter on. Let's just check the battery is connected, and this is the battery that I use to check my DCC car. So
I'm gonna say you put the 9-volt on your tongue to make sure it had a charge, right?
I have not done that yet, but theoretically I could. Then we're going to touch no sound. Let's
Yeah, no blue smoke is good. Nick's crossing.
yeah.
Oops. Sorry about that.
I was like, oh, I hear sound.
Yeah, no, that's just a spam call coming through.
Yeah, I get a lot of those. So I'm changing the volume inside the car. And nothing's happening. I feel like there should be a switch or something inside of it to turn it on or off, but well, oh, you know what? I bet you the top comes off. And that's gonna make it taking the top off will make it easier to work on. Well, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think, why don't we keep going, and then we can come back to this a little bit later. Oh! Hold on. I found the switch. No. Darn. Well, when I took the battery out, it started.
Okay. So
you know what I'm wondering? Do we think that music's copyrighted? I think that music's probably copyrighted, and I probably can't play it on the street.
I'm honestly not sure what music they used in that, but that's yeah.
Well, now that
that's
I got
something
it
to
working,
ponder.
now that I got it working, I'm going to turn it off because I don't know if that's going to demonetize my channel.
Hey, you know, I mean, if I can go on Dackman's channel and get him a PG-13 rating on one of his shows, I can help you out too, Heath.
You got wait. How'd you get Dackman a PG-13 rating?
Oh, well, I really don't want to say because I don't want to give you a PG-13.
Oh, yeah. Don't, yeah.
No, I was using some facetious wording, trying to be funny, and YouTube grabbed it and said we had adult content, which was not the case. But Dackman will never let me live it down.
Of course. Of course. The small apartment idea of working around space and the girlfriend is the largest part of the appeal of Heath's stream. If he actually had a big train room, we may be bored. You know, it's funny you say that, but, you know, I'm still working on that office situation. And I'm kind of hoping I can make that work. But you are kind of right that if I get that office, it's going to make things easier in one way, but that might, you know, is that a good thing? I don't know the answer. I am trying to find where I put. You like whose comment?
Andy, sing out of tune while the music is playing. It might not pick it up.
Any singing that I do is singing out of tune, so I don't know if this is going to work or not because it's an overlay, so I don't think it's going to come out. It's kind of coming out funny. I can put my face behind it, but I line my face up right. Possible future Human City Studio. I'm still working on this. Nothing's come to fruition yet, but I'm still working on it. Wait, is Gordy here? Did Gordy come? Gordy, welcome, sir. How you doing?
Did you use AnyRail to plan that out, Heath, or something different?
Yeah, no. I actually did all of this in AnyRail. I just sort of made squares for the office and the desk. This up-down desk is my desk right here. You know, it's this desk, and then the t-trak stuff in the back is my current t-trak setup. So, yeah, yes, he did. What did he do? Oh, I used AnyRail 6. Yes, I did. brand. Get rid of that. So let's move this over. So this is, I think this one might not have been a part of the set. I think this one might have been a separate purchase. Because I think it was just the locomotive, the boxcar, and the caboose. But I've got this one, so let's put this one in next, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I think usually most of those sets just came with 2 cars.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, it's easier to put the Z scale stuff on the track than it is to put this thing on the track.
Well, when I'm putting a bunch of cars on, I've actually got a loading ramp that just sets over the track. You just drop the cars on there and they roll right on.
You know, they make those for N scale and Z scale and stuff, but I can't believe you actually would need them for G scale. That just sounds...
It comes in handy, you know, if you want to put 20 cars on the track and run a train, it can be a little fiddly getting them all on the track. If you got a ramp, you just set it down, let it roll, and just keep setting the next one on.
Yeah, I know. I feel like part of the fun of model railroading is fighting with the cars to get them on the track. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
So here,
Uh-oh.
So here's the next car that I've already...
Oh, there you go. Your video cut out on me there for a moment.
Oh, that was me walking in front of the camera.
Ah.
I should have gotten... I thought this was going to be a good idea to make this sort of just hand foldable, but I'm learning very quickly that it would be so much better if I had my big tripod out. Because it's not...
Yeah, Nick's
really
Crossing.
get it in a good
G1
spot.
and G scale is a wheel nightmare to put on the track.
Oh,
But
I can imagine.
Yeah. I think Heath's going to get a GG1 and G scale. He keeps talking about it. He's going to have one on every scale.
I sent you the link to buy me that GG1, and you didn't take me up on it.
I'd say start a GoFundMe to buy Heath a G scale GG1.
Yeah. If I got enough money to buy myself a GG1, that's not the thing that I would buy with the money. Heath, you will enjoy having an actual room for trains, and you won't have to spend so much time setting up and putting away. On the other hand, you can't just run them whenever you want to. Yeah, having the room to do that, I'll be able to just do so much more. Yeah. Can anybody see all the dust on this thing?
Yeah, that's the only bad thing with leaving any of our train stuff sitting out is dust collects on everything.
Yeah.
Natural weathering.
I think GFW called it indoor weathering. So that's all of my, that's all my G Scale Circus. Sorry, my LGB Circus trains in G Scale.
Good grief.
Don't you have a mute on that thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I thought I muted it last time, but apparently not. Good thing it doesn't have a copyrighted song as a ringtone, huh?
Yeah. So in addition to the LGB cars that I've got running behind me, I also have these 3 Bachmann Circus cars as well. I initially got the Bachmanns because I really like this Emmett Kelly Jr. car. I'm a big fan of Emmett Kelly Jr. So now that we got the LGB going, I figured we'll throw some of these Bachmanns on as well. And that's...
Oh,
once I get these... Here. There he is. He is here. Hello. Went to lunch and saw this. Nice. LGB equals Markland in a way. I have subversively... Well, Anthony, you missed the part where I said I've actually had these since 2000-ish or so.
Yeah.
So
Markman
these-
actually owns LGB now.
Yeah, I don't. When did they buy them? I'm kind of wondering. Was it recent or was it a long time ago?
That's a really good question now. I know it wasn't like in the last couple of years, I don't think. Let me see if I can find the answer to that real quick.
Dackman. Dackman's too funny. He said, Heath, you got an O gauge last show, now G scale. Yeah, and next week I'm gonna go back to Z scale. So I just put the link in if other people want to come up here. I'm not sure why, but it seems like Cloudbot's not being real happy, not posting the links today. So I just posted it manually.
Looks like 2007, Heath, is when Markland bought LGB.
Damian Laffler says recently, yeah. So I bought those LGB then before Markland owned them. So I am old school LGB. I'm not new school LGB. So let's pop this guy out. Actually, with all the... Oh, this is interesting. Oh, look at this. On the Bachmann ones, they have some regular-looking couplers instead of the...
Yeah, all the
old LGB couplers.
Just about anything G Scale you buy will come with the hook and loop couplers on them. But a lot of the manufacturers have their own version of knuckle couplers too. The Bachmann ones don't work too bad, but they got that plastic piece on there that's actually the centering spring for the coupler. And if you smack the cars together too hard and snap that, then you got a floppy coupler that doesn't stay straight anymore.
Oh, that's probably not good.
Yeah, the first time I went and joined a G Scale club, guy I'm friends with had a whole train of Bachmann hoppers. And as he handed me the remote to try his train, he says, "Whatever you do, don't hit the emergency stop." And as he said that and handed me the remote, that's exactly what I accidentally hit. And you could hear as it all came to a stop, the last coupler, that plastic piece, snapped in the coupler. So every time I saw him, he'd have that car with that one floppy knuckle coupler on it.
So it looks like this car may have sound as well also. It's ripped off its contacts, but this car also had some battery contacts.
That's for lights and that if it's a Bachmann car.
Oh, lights. Okay. Yeah, these cars are in pretty rough shape. I'm actually gonna check because there's the hook coupler on the one side, but on the other side's the Bachmann coupler. So I'm gonna take these other cars out and see if I should swap the couplers.
Sometimes people do that just to have a transition car, so they don't have to have all the same couplers on everything.
Yeah, it looks like here's this guy's got. Get these out. You know, I probably should have done this all before I started the stream. Yeah, so this has...
That's part of the fun, Heath.
This has two of the Bachmann couplers. Let's see, we got Dave P checking in. And we've got Mr. Childers checking in.
Ooh, there we go.
I am here.
I'm here.
I'm just not on camera. Getting a drink.
Wait, these are dusty. Oh, there's a... I'm like, what is bouncing around in here? There's a horse.
A horse, of course.
Of course.
Is it Mr. Ed?
I don't think so, but maybe.
You know, now that's a show I would watch. Mr. Ed with Heath as the co-star.
Oh, great.
He could be Wilbur.
So
living in New York with a talking horse. Bestseller.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
I'm trying to get these out, but I don't know if you can see that the hippo is completely upside down and the giraffe is laying on his side. Put the horse in.
I don't know. Isn't that usually bad when animals are laying on their back or their side?
Usually. Usually. Although my dog's usually laying upside down as well, so. Oh, come on. I'm trying to do this without knocking everything off my desk, which, you know, doesn't always work. So, Dave, did you get your package?
Yes, I did.
Awesome.
Haven't opened it yet.
Awesome.
You know, your desk is starting to look like Gulliver's Travels.
Yeah. All right, so I can't figure out. Oh, there we go. I was like, there's got to be a way to get in here to flip this guy over.
Andy had a talking horse, but now he's divorced.
Oh, jeez, Andy.
Wow.
Woo. Dakman says he needs his sunglasses for that orange guy.
You know, I just can't win with Dakman. Either you know, I'm not enough light on me, too much light on me. I think he's just jealous.
So, I know this is probably not the best thing to do,
But we're gonna do it.
but I'm gonna put cars behind the caboose because that's the way the couplers are set up. And as you can see, these Bachmann cars are significantly longer than the LGB cars. So one thing I'm definitely going to be curious about is what they're going to hit.
Dakman asked how you have room for G Scale in a New York apartment.
Because I set it up before the show. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Apparently, it should go around those corners. It's because I set it up right before this stream, and I'm going to take it down right after.
This is a different perspective on a show for you, Heath. Usually you're sitting up at your desk. This one you're having to get down and lay on the floor all the time.
Who thought G Scale was a good idea? That's what I want to know.
So did you already have knee pads?
I don't know if that view's. I'm trying to find.
Hey, Anthony.
There's like not a good view to like. The apartment's so small, I can't get the whole apartment in. We've also got Lee from Anfield Road layout in the loft, and we have Dragon Ball Tech checking in as well.
Dakman says Heath's first run of G Scale, and he's running it wrong already.
Well,
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Hello, Andy. Andrew.
I got my advice from for running the train from Andrew. So you know, what do you expect from me?
There you go.
I'm sure I'll be muted before the stream is out. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
No need for apologies. I stored it in my drink. Now I'm wondering what it is.
But now that Heath figured out he had me at 150% mic. All right, perhaps I won't get muted as much anymore.
150%. That's just way overachieving.
I learned how to adjust the mic levels. So
It explained a lot.
Hopefully I'm coming through better, and Steve isn't so loud.
You're coming through a lot better.
I'm just as loud, just not as obnoxious. Or is that the other way around?
One of the others, Dave.
Yeah. Take your pick.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay. Want to make sure I wasn't causing any feedback or anything.
So I am getting wheel slippage on the locomotive over there.
Looks well, that. Hey.
I think they only put a traction tire on one wheel on that, right? They don't put them on both.
Yeah, it's on one of the back wheels. So Dakman's saying the baggage car is supposed to be behind the locomotive, and the reason why I'm not doing that is because I didn't look ahead of time, and I don't want to have to swap all the couplers.
Just
The
so
other
you
thing
know,
I love
you're-
about like G Scale and O Scale is you can run them like fast, and they don't fall off the track like others do.
And this snorting's not allowed. Hey, CP.
Okay, CP.
Tim says in this case it should be. Go to this. In this case, it should be behind the box cars. Oh, there we go.
That makes
Dackman
sense.
says, not the first time Mr. Pictova got blamed for bad directing. He was blamed for telling someone to take an ore train into a coal... Oh. Dackman is throwing down for somebody that's not coming up on stream.
well, right now he's in the middle of his day, and I imagine this stream is probably brightening his day a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'll take a hit to let the big guy get a laugh.
Okay. Caboose in the middle, too.
Panels, don't he?
Yeah, it's funny, Heath. You're getting out G scale to play with. Usually, you have all the N scale stuff out, and I got some N scale the other day for the first time, and I'm kind of pondering what to do with it. I'm kind of liking your train going back and forth on your desk there.
Oh, I think I've talked about it before, but let's bring this up here and all.
I think I'm going to do that with a trolley when I get to.
Well, and I had a
Chicago.
trolley there at one point, but then I just got that Pluto car the other day, so I thought I'd put the Pluto car on. But this is what's controlling it. This is called the Motorman. It's from the same company that makes the Proto Throttle,
The Iowa Engineering.
and I'm loving this thing. I mean, it makes it so easy to.
And
let's
they
see if I
are,
can get-
two of the guys are electrical engineering graduates from my alma mater, of course, Iowa State. Just a cheap, shameless plug.
Well, we won't hold it against them. But yeah, it's so simple. It's just, yes, you can do it with an Arduino, you can do it with whatever, but it's so simple.
It'd be kind of neat to do a. I've seen people do like coffee table layouts for N scale. I think it'd be kind of neat to have like a glass top desk with your N scale running underneath while you're working.
Oh, underneath? Yeah. Part of what I'm thinking is if I can make this room happen, what I may do is just on the right side, I might just do put up some shelves and just have different scale trains just going back and forth on the shelves.
Well, I
Just
think
because.
I like your other idea, where you have the HO train, all right, and it goes into a mountain, and out the other
Yeah.
side comes the N scale identical train. When it goes into the mountain, out the other side comes the Z scale train. I just think that'd be cool as hell.
Unfortunately,
that is a pretty good idea. I like that.
I probably need a lot more space than I have to make that happen. But yeah, I mean
Was that a new GG1?
Yeah, I was
New
gonna
one?
say
Yeah.
it's a nice GG1 there. Is it?
That's not the
line
same
wall?
GG1, is it?
This is the original O gauge GG1 that I got. It's the K line.
All right.
So it's not. You can tell it's not the Lionel because it doesn't have the reversing switch on it.
Okay. For a second there, it looked longer and more accurate.
Oh,
That's kind of a stubby version.
I don't have the HO scale here. It's in the closet. But when you line the HO scale up, do I have that photo here? No, I don't have that photo here. When you line the HO scale up, it actually is longer than the O scale, which I think's.
Absolutely,
I'm sorry, I
Bernard.
should say the O gauge, which I think's pretty funny.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
The size difference between, so in the front's the Z scale, then N scale, then HO, and you can see the HO is longer than the O gauge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you see the actual the scale O gauge one, it is quite a bit longer.
Yeah.
It'd be twice as long as the HO, shouldn't it?
I don't know if it's twice. Well, yeah, right. It would be twice.
Supposed to be.
It would be. Yeah.
I chose half of O.
The problem is the price is not twice. The price is more like 6 times. So, the G Scale GG1 wouldn't fit on your desk.
Well, depending on which one you get, you might have to work out to pick it up because the USA Trains one's all die cast.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still waiting for Mr. Victoven to buy it for me. So until he buys it for me.
Yeah, Mr. P, was that your G Scale layout? I saw that had the CB&Q engines.
Those are my engines. That layout belongs to my friend Harry Young. He was on our last episode of Large Scale Consolidated Live.
Okay.
He lives about 20 minutes from me.
Loved it. I'm a CB&Q modeler, so.
Yeah, I got the engines, and I thought at first my thought was to repaint them, and then I'm like, I really kind of like the CB&Q.
Yep.
And it's actually someone actually did custom paint them because the decals on them are all vinyl.
So are those Jeep 35s?
GP40-2s.
Okay.
While we're watching the trains go around, just want to take a second, thank Iron Planet Hobbies. I will be doing a giveaway on Sidetrack Sunday. That was an item donated from Iron Planet Hobbies. It's one of their versatile DCC decoders. So that will be happening on Sidetrack Sunday. Also on Sidetrack Sunday, what I thought, because I've been doing a lot of multi-gauge stuff, so I thought it'd be fun to talk about the different gauges. And for me personally, I've got a lot of them, so I can talk about why I have different ones. But then also just to have a conversation, not about which one's better in general, but which one's better for various different things, and just have that discussion. Also, CMR Products does make desk organizers. They make modules. They can basically custom cut anything in wood that you want, as well as they've got a bunch of decals, 15% off. So check them out if you need any desk organizers. And then also I want to thank all my YouTube members, as well as all of my Patreon members as well. If you want to join, there's links down in the description for all of that. And if people want to do super chats and super stickers, that is also something you can do. And in addition to that, I'm going to blame Roy Alpha. Roy made a fantastic suggestion to me. And I am going to see if I can find the webpage right now. How do I find it? Let's see. Amazon.humancity.org. That site cannot be reached. So maybe that's not. Maybe it's humancityjunction.com. Nope, that's not it either. Boy, this is working well. Let's go.
While you're doing that, I got to blame you for something this morning, Heath.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I fried the sound portion of a decoder this morning. That was all.
Good for you. That's awesome. That's awesome.
But that's okay.
Bernard C's been using Iron Planet Hobbies a lot. Yeah, I like Iron Planet Hobbies. Family-owned business, smaller company, and they actually use the DCC stuff that they sell. He's got a huge layout, and it's, I think they're great guys.
Yeah, that's one of my go-to places. Them and Yankee Dabbler.
Yeah.
Primarily. I mean, there's others. Depends on who has what, but those are the places I check first.
Yeah, I'll get anything I can't get at Iron Planet Hobbies, I'll get at Yankee Dabbler. But with the 10% discount and free shipping in the U.S., it's, if Iron Planet Hobbies has it, it's hard to beat. So I found the link. I had to look in my description to figure out what my link was for it. In the description, I have Amazon affiliate links, and the Amazon affiliate links are things like what I use for video, what I use for audio, what I use for lighting, what I use for model railroading. And these are things that, you can buy for yourself. In the link that I'm showing you now, what Roy Elpham suggested to me, and apparently this is more common in other sort of, for other channels, but this is an Amazon wish list page that I set up.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
basically...
There's a lot of people that do it.
Yeah, so this is if people don't want to give a super chat or a super sticker, but want to find a way to support my modeling or something, I just, I threw a bunch of things in here that are, on my short list of things that I'm interested in purchasing.
I like that sign.
That I haven't gotten yet, that it, instead of, doing a super chat, that's another option. So, and that is blameheath.support. Is the link for that. If people...
I like what you've called it, Heath.
You like the blameheath.support link?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to run here, Heath. I gotta get back to work.
You'll be lost
Awesome.
on this G Scale
Anything,
stuff.
anything you want? Yeah, we will be lost without you. Without you, we'll have to just shut everything down. But before you disappear, you want to tell people what you got going on?
What I got going on? The only thing right now is not this Saturday, but next Saturday will be our next large-scale consolidated live show that Dackman and I do together. That'll be 8:30 Saturday after this one, Eastern. PM, I should specify.
Cool. I'll have to try and catch that. I keep listening.
And basically, it's all about it's people that model G Scale stuff, but they're not modeling LGB stuff. They're literally like how people model N scale or HO scale. They're literally modeling G Scale.
Yeah, I've watched it before. I've seen it before. I like Dackman and the stuff he does, and Andy.
So you're doing that opposite Saturdays with Crossed Anchors. Yeah,
because Dackman's the Ed McMahon of YouTube, it seems. So I have to share him.
Yes, he is. He definitely is. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming by, and thanks for your help getting some of this stuff going this morning with me.
Yeah, no problem at all, Heath. It's always a pleasure.
Stop by next week, and we'll have the Z scale running around in my my apartment somewhere.
And hot dogs are hot dogs, not sandwiches.
Yeah.
Tom Placier does proper modeling of G scale. He just did an ops video on his. According to Roy, do you know Thomas? Tom, I should say.
I don't think so.
Tom's trains and things. Tom?
No. Tom THOMPLACIER. Yeah, I don't either.
I don't have to check that out.
Well, maybe somebody else for your show. Somebody
I gotta run here.
Okay. Have fun.
My coworker comes looking for me.
All right, later, Andrew.
All right, bye, guys. Have fun.
See you later. Thanks. So what else do other people have going on?
If you want to make me beg, I'll show you what's going on here. I got this Lionel 1666 at the train show about 2 weeks ago. So I'm just trying to get this back into shape here. This is crazy. I took it apart and the motor was running, but the switching unit was not working. So I took it apart and messed around, and I actually had the contact roller. I actually had a spare one of those. So I went and put it in there, and then in the process, didn't realize it. So I messed around for another 2 or 3 days because the motor quit running, but the switching unit was working. And one thing after another. And turned out there's a broken wire that was just broken enough to, keep the motor from running. So I finally got it back together last night, and the switching unit works and the motor works, and then I put it back together and realized, like, I keep cleaning this, and the more I clean it, the more dirt I'm finding. Like the amount of fuzz that's in these gears is unbelievable. And yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want to take the whole thing apart again and to clean this in here. So I'm trying to pick it out with toothpicks and cotton swabs. But yeah, so it's a 1666. It was built in 1946, 262. I guess they call it a Prairie.
Can't you just stick it on the top rack of your dishwasher and just run it through the cycle? It'll get all the dirt out.
Well, I do almost do that. I take the thing, I take it apart, and I spray it with Awesome Orange, and I put it in a wash tub, and I just scrub the heck out of it with a toothbrush, and then let it sit, blow it out with an air compressor a little bit, and then I usually let them sit by the heat register for a day or so to make sure it's good and dry. But yeah, I'm when it comes to Lionel, I'm kind of brutal, and I just soak them in, cleaner and run hot water on them, and that seems to be pretty effective. But yeah, I hate to take this thing all apart again. I might have to, but
Yeah. There's always more junk you find inside those old ones.
yeah. I'm
So
telling you. Go ahead.
are you mostly Lionel, or do you do other scales as well?
I have Lionel, I have HO, and I have N scale.
Oh, awesome. And did you get the package I sent you?
Oh, the train. Yeah, I did a video on that. The caboose.
Yep.
So
Oh,
are
right,
you
you did. That's right. I forgot.
Are you related to Heath since you have all those scales?
Yeah, we get together sometimes and swap stuff. Well, it was kind of funny. I was mainly HO, and then I wanted to put a small N gauge on the top, like an elevated track. So
Yep.
then I started collecting N scale, and then I was at a train shop, and they had a Marine Corps O gauge, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta have it."
Yeah. Yep.
So then, okay, now I'm in the G gauge.
That's how I ended up with a lot of the stuff. Is I like collecting circus trains and stuff, and they make circus trains in Z scale to G scale. So I ended up with a lot of different stuff. The train that's running here was actually one of my earlier circus train purchases.
Echo.
Yeah, it echoes when it switches cameras. It echoes
Yeah,
a
I
little
noticed
bit.
that. Hello, Nancy.
Hey, Nancy.
Yeah, but yeah, that's how it goes. You go to a train show or a store and you see something, you're like, "Oh, I gotta have that," and next thing you know, you got a whole bunch of another scale.
Yeah, I think I've told the story of how I ended up with this GG1, and it was kind of, it was a little bit of a mistake, and now I have O scale.
But
It happens. It happens if you're.
It happens with trains. That's what happens. If your layout decides to expand.
At least my oopsies are all within the same scale, Heath.
Yeah, how many E units do you have, Steve?
all HO. All HO.
Oh, okay.
A bunch.
So Dave, anything
Yes.
going on exciting with you?
No, I just got home, so I'm winding down from work. And then I got to get back onto the barn. Try to get that done by tomorrow.
Oh, is that when Jack Jack's contest ends? Is tomorrow?
Yep.
Ooh.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Mr. Childers, you're not in your sunroom.
No, I left the computer on and the fan off and the air conditioner off and the computer overheated.
Ah.
So I'm back in my living room.
See, we don't have that problem up here in New York because we actually have seasons and we have different weather. It's not just always way too hot.
It's just not always perfect like here.
I don't know. perfect is change, right?
Hey,
There is no
is it-
perfect.
Has New York been 100 degrees ever in its history?
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Tampa Bay has never seen 100 degrees. So don't tell me how bad Florida is.
Uh,
My wife keeps wanting me to move to Florida.
We love it. No regrets. No regrets.
so people are wondering why I keep calling Paul Dave.
Because you have a mental block.
I do, because it's Dave P. And he kept saying Big D is in the house. And for some reason, I kept going, oh, Dave P. Dave, I don't know. It just... I think at some point his name was Paul, and he just doesn't want to admit it. And so it makes me look bad. But, you know...
I like that he plays into it. Call me Paul.
I keep assuming he's never going to show up again because I keep screwing up his name, but yet he keeps coming back for more, so I don't, you know.
It's like me. It's like me, though, Heath. I come back.
Oh, you know. Yeah, but we've changed your name. You used to be the Hammer Man, now you're the King of the Glue or whatever, the Glue King. Yeah.
Glue King.
Yeah, I know, and I've got no live this weekend. I'm not live on Sunday.
Why aren't you live on Sunday?
You'll see in a video, someone else is running it for me. There'll be an update video tomorrow out.
So somebody's going live on Sunday at your usual time, but it's just not you.
Yes.
So what's Jackie got you committed to do?
No, I've got a family commitment this weekend. I've got a nephew's birthday party.
Nice.
So I've had to get someone running it. I'll tell you who's running it. New Ferris is running it.
Oh, well,
William.
okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Bill.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Will's running it.
Yeah.
So,
Anthony says, Lee went from hammers to glue.
yeah.
I do think that's actually a pretty good progress if you think about it. You went from destroying things to putting things back together. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's
And I've
kind
actually
of...
got a believe it or not, there's a video out of me running trains as well. It may be only going back and forth, but it's a start of running trains.
Hey,
I don't
moving.
believe it, Lee.
I saw him. I saw it, Heath. I can attest to it. They moved, and Lee was like a little kid. It's going.
I remember when Lee used to run trains like 6 months ago.
Huh? Yeah, but this time they went all the way around.
Well, you know, at least his trains don't jump off the track and fall on the floor like yours do.
That's true. I have super trains.
But thanks for that one, Anthony. Lee is lucky to be alive. I had to call off the hit team. He's lucky that he held up his
Yeah, I was gonna ignore that one from Anthony, but you know, since you called him out on it.
I called him out on it.
I don't know if you see, but Nancy's also blaming me because she has to replace a bridge on her layout.
So you want to hear the story about this decoder?
Oh yeah, how'd you blow up the decoder?
Well, you know, I'll blame you because you introduced me to Frank. And Frank sent me the Intermountain F7 shells, which are gorgeous, by the way. And my Santa Fe War Bonnet F7s were one of my earliest installs, so I didn't do a very good job on them. And I was modifying them and getting it all set. Got the B unit done, no problem. Working on the A unit, and I clipped some wires short. I didn't make them short enough. And when I went to test it out, everything ran great until it went around the first curve, and one of those wires shorted against the frame and burnt the sound out. Motor control and lights are fine, but it took the sound out. And really, it's not that big of a deal in the grand scope of things, since there's an A and a B unit, and the B unit's is a sound unit as well, so I still have sound on that train. But anyway.
Kapton tape is my friend.
Yeah, well, I use Kapton tape, but I didn't use it in the right spot.
Oh, yeah, that's those are those things. I feel like you keep learning, right? I mean, that's what it's all about.
Well,
you break things and you learn.
yeah, if I'd have done it right the first time, I wouldn't have been having to do what I was doing. So, anyway.
Yeah, but doing it right the first time is not nearly as fun as doing it wrong a couple of times first.
True.
At least that's the approach I take, right? I mean,
Very true.
who knows if I'm doing this model railroading stuff correctly or not?
It's
I'm
correct.
still
As long as
learning.
you're having fun.
Yep.
I'm still learning.
So when Lee was a hammer, did he support a team from East London? That must be a British joke, because I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. It's definitely one of those UK jokes, I think.
Yeah. I don't get it
But,
myself. I'm busy making pallets at the moment for my industrial area.
So, Andy, while you're making comments nobody understands, is there any update on that thing we were emailing about earlier? Anthony Dodge says the only correct is if, when you turn on the power, the trains move.
I move.
What if, when you turn on the power, the trains aren't supposed to move, but they do move?
Be problematic too.
That is the cool thing about model railroading. There are many ways to do it right, and that is actually what I love about model railroading. Is I actually love having different scales and different things, and they all kind of look different. And
The problem, Boulder Creek, is there's also many ways to do it wrong.
Hello.
Well, and he's got a follow up. He says as long as it's not on fire.
Well, smoke isn't very good either.
Graham is explaining the Hammers is the nickname for the Arsenal soccer team.
Ah, okay.
Anthony says trains moving is what you want, Heath. So, well,
Yeah.
if you're doing operations, there are times where the train shouldn't be running.
I had a BLI that moved. No control, went 100%. Right off the track.
Anthony, who just said this? Anthony's saying the Arsenals are the Gunners, not the Hammers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Arsenal.
and Graham's saying, oh, he got it wrong.
Yeah.
So apparently,
Arsenal are gunners, not hammers.
so West Ham are the Hammers.
I don't know, because the only thing I can think of is as Anthony's just said.
Yeah, well, Andy's correcting. Apparently everyone's ganging up on Graham for not knowing his football.
I'll be right back.
I wish I had more G scale. Pat Nuts is at work watching. I'm actually
Say I've got this stuck.
my next thing coming up
This is
is
gonna be a
Sidetrack
brave
Sunday.
So the train inspector doesn't seem affected at all by this train running around on his territory.
This is definitely
She
Blame
could
Heath
care
moment.
less.
I'm gonna have a Blame Heath moment.
Lee, are you about to break something?
No, I've got something stuck.
Oh. So I'm it's about a quarter till. I usually stay on till 1. Let's see. And this says, paying more attention to this live stream and forgot about my turtle Bob. She got my big toe in her face, so now she's hissing at me. Apparently, Nissa's got a turtle. Z is going to sign off. Approaching White Sands. Time to be a tourist. That sounds pretty awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to wind down as well because the extra time that I need to put all this away, I think would be very, very helpful. So I'm probably going to wind things down as well. But Anthony Dodge will be picking up at 3:30. So what's that? 3 hours and 45 minutes from now. And I'll be back Sunday night, and there's a whole bunch of streams in the middle as well. So I don't know, does anybody else on panel have anything else they want to share before we wrap this up, and or anybody in chat have anything they want to share before I close this down?
Tea time tonight.
What about tea time, Lee? I'm sorry, I missed it.
I've got a video coming out. Tea time tonight.
Ah, gotcha.
You golf?
No, it's just a random video of building something on the bench. That's all I'm saying.
That was a joke, Lee.
So what was your plan there, Heath, with the?
In the U.S., the tea time is for golf.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dragon Ball.
Yeah, your plan there for your office space, you were going to put some trains around there. Were you going to make them like elevated? Or
Yeah. So the plan is that I would have probably at least the G and the O running, doing loops up on the ceiling. Was the idea, so I could, have a place to run the bigger scales.
Very cool. I was thinking, I have some of this end gauge stuff, and I have a trolley, and I have an Amtrak, and I'm thinking I'd like to make a something that runs along the wall, like maybe 5 feet high, and maybe 6 or 8 feet long, and just have it run back and forth. So that'll be something to work on.
Unfortunately, in the space, the door opens to the inside instead of the outside. So because it opens to the inside, I've got to put everything up above door height. If it opened to the inside, I would probably do something, more at the 4 or 5 foot height mark around the room.
Right. That's what I was asking. Okay, cool.
So, yeah. So they're arguing about tea time. Anthony is saying, isn't it past tea time? And Chris is saying, could be high tea time. I don't know what is the difference between tea time and high tea time?
One is from the professional teas, and the other is from the standard teas.
Is high tea like made from marijuana or something, maybe?
There you go. That's the other
I
tea.
have no idea.
No, nor do I.
Well, on that note, I'm going to roll my little outro. You can listen to my my favorite song again, my humanity.
Night at the Roxy.
My Night at the Roxy song, however you want to refer to it.
I start getting my head twitch.
But yeah, thanks for stopping by, everyone. Appreciate everyone being here, and stop by Sunday night, and we'll have some fun. And here's Paul waving goodbye. Paul, I just did it again.
Bye all. Thanks
There's
for
Dave.
having me.
There's Dave waving goodbye to everybody. Too
Not a
funny.
problem.
Too
I've been
funny.
called worse, but not a problem.
Bye.
On that note, I'm gonna go put myself in timeout, and have a great day, everyone.
All right, take care.
See you all at Anthony's.
See you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Lee.
It's all about humanity.